Welcome to this tutorial on the Spirit Plasma Portal, which is a device from GEC Paratech. It is a portable and thoughtfully designed tool to use in paranormal investigations in order to support spirit communication. While it shares similarities with the traditional spirit box, this device is classified as a portal because it goes beyond simple frequency scanning to create an environment believed to better support sustained interaction. Battery operated and easy to transport, it is well suited for both field investigations and controlled indoor sessions. At its foundation, the Spirit Plasma Portal uses FM sweep radio technology similar to a traditional spirit box. By pressing the scan button, the device searches for available FM frequencies at your investigation location, stores those stations, and then pulses through them. This rapid cycling produces short bursts of audio that investigators listen to for potential words or responses formed through the manipulation of sound. This scanning method has long been a staple in paranormal research and remains central to how communication is attempted. What differentiates a portal from a traditional spirit box is its purpose and structure. A traditional spirit box primarily acts as a generator of raw audio fragments, offering fleeting sound clips that can be interpreted as responses. A portal, however, is designed to both enhance and shape that audio. Through features such as adjustable volume, reverb control, and layered sound output, the portal creates a fuller and more continuous sound field. This sustained audio environment is believed by many investigators to make it easier for spirits to form clear, longer, or more conversational responses. This is a device I often recommend to those who are just getting started with spirit box communication and find themselves intimidated by or sensitive to the harsh static that traditional spirit boxes can produce. Because this is a portal rather than a basic spirit box, the additional features such as volume control, reverb, and layered audio processing allow the sound to be shaped and softened. The result is a listening experience that feels more controlled and less abrasive, which can make early sessions more comfortable and less overwhelming. Like any spirit box or spirit box variation, the static is not eliminated entirely, as it remains a necessary part of how the communication method functions. Instead, the static is managed and reduced, creating a balance between providing usable audio and maintaining a calmer, more approachable sound environment for both new and experienced investigators. Another defining feature of the Spirit Plasma Portal is the plasma audio indicator, which is the light on the front of the device. This is not just for looks. This introduces an energy-focused component not typically found in standard spirit boxes. This indicator produces negative ions, which some investigators believe can help feed or support spiritual energy during a session. Rather than relying solely on radio noise, the portal combines sound and energy elements to function more as a communication bridge than just a simple scanning device. The portal also offers flexibility in how this plasma feature is used. You can leave the plasma indicator on continuously, providing a steady source of energy throughout the session, or switch it to sound mode, where plasma is produced only when audio is generated. This allows investigators to experiment with different settings and determine what feels most effective for the environment, the session, or the type of communication they are attempting. I personally leave mine on all the time, but people experience different results, so it is good to try both. Now that we have covered what this device is and why it is used, let's get started with how to actually operate the Spirit Plasma Portal. The very first thing to be aware of is the battery compartments. This may sound straightforward, but it is one of the most common setup issues people run into with this device. Many users install batteries, turn the device on, and assume it is broken, when in reality, a battery compartment has simply been overlooked. The Spirit Plasma Portal has two separate battery compartments, one for the Spirit Box function and one for the plasma audio indicator. These systems operate independently, so both must be properly powered for the device to function as intended. If one feature works while another does not, this is usually the first place to check before assuming there's a malfunction. For the plasma light and indicator, you will need to remove the back cover of the unit. Inside, you will insert two AAA batteries. These batteries fit very tightly into the compartment because this is a handmade device, which is normal. When installing them, make sure they are aligned correctly with the polarity markings and pressed fully into place so that the connection is secure. When it comes time to change the batteries, take extra care. Because of the tight fit, it can be difficult to remove them by hand. We recommend using a small tool to gently pop the batteries out rather than forcing them. This helps prevent damage to the internal springs or contacts, which could affect the performance of the plasma indicator over time. Taking a moment to set up the batteries correctly will save frustration later and ensure the device operates smoothly from the start. Next, we will set up the Spirit Box portion of the device. To access this battery compartment, flip the portal over to the front side. You will see a panel secured by 4 small screws. Using the included screwdriver, carefully unscrew all 4 and set them aside in a safe place so they are not lost during setup. Once the screws are removed, gently pull the cover off to reveal the battery compartment for the spirit box function. Here you will insert 4 AA batteries, making sure they are aligned correctly with the polarity markings inside the device. As with the plasma indicator batteries, these may fit snugly, so take your time and avoid forcing them into place. When changing these batteries in the future, use the same precautions mentioned earlier. If the batteries feel difficult to remove, use a small tool to ease them out gently rather than pulling hard, which could damage the internal springs or contacts. After the batteries are installed, replace the cover and securely tighten the screws. Once this compartment is properly powered, the spirit box portion of the device will be ready for operation. It is important to note that this device does not have a low battery indicator. Because of this, battery-related issues can sometimes be mistaken for equipment malfunctions. If you notice the portal producing shrill or shrieking sounds, having trouble maintaining a steady volume, or not responding properly when you try to adjust the controls, these are often signs that the batteries are running low rather than signs of a defect. Once both battery compartments are properly installed, the device is ready to use, but the order of operation is important for correct function. These steps help ensure the Spirit Plasma Portal scans accurately and builds a stable audio environment before communication begins. Step 1 is to fully extend the antenna. This allows the device to receive the widest possible range of local FM frequencies and improves the quality of the scan. After the antenna is extended, power the device on using the silver toggle switch located on the top of the unit. Next, press and hold the scan button. The minimum recommended time is about 3 seconds, though I personally hold it closer to 10 seconds to ensure that the scan fully engages. Once released, the device will begin scanning for approximately 60 seconds, during which it locates local FM stations and stores each frequency it finds. After the scan is complete, the portal will begin to pulse through the stored frequencies, creating the audio environment used for communication. It is important to allow the full 60-second scan to finish before starting your session. Beginning too early can give you misfires, as there is a lot of radio input at that time and it is not the spirit's voice. Giving the device this time ensures that the portal is properly established and ready for use. The next step is to set up the plasma feature. To access these controls, remove the top back cover of the device. Inside, you will see a small switch located at the top of the plasma battery compartment with 3 labeled positions: on, sound response, and off. If you want the plasma light to remain on continuously during your session, flip the switch all the way to the right to the on position. This setting provides a constant visual and energetic presence while the portal is operating. If you prefer the plasma to activate only when audio is being produced, move the switch to the middle, labeled sound response. In this mode, the plasma engages only when sound is heard through the portal. The left switch position turns the plasma feature completely off. Choosing between these settings allows you to tailor how the plasma interacts with your session. And now the device is ready for use. Let's take a look at one of my haunted dolls using this tool to communicate with us. Hey, I did have one more question. Haru had some concerns about you apparently being vicious towards him. Do you happen to know anything about that?
You do that.
I did know that, yeah. Yeah, I was right.
Here we're angsty. Studied.
Did you just call me angsty?
Truth.
Whatever.
Like it.
No, I don't like it.
Me.
Yeah, I do like you. Alright. You know what? You got me. When using the Spirit Plasma Portal, a few simple tips can greatly improve both clarity and confidence during your sessions. One of the most important practices I highly recommend is recording every session. Communication can happen quickly, and it is easy to miss words, partial phrases, or subtle responses in real time. Recording allows you to revisit the session later with fresh ears and without the pressure of listening live. Reviewing your recordings often reveals details that were not obvious in the moment. Words that seemed unclear during the session may become more understandable when replayed, especially when you can pause, rewind, and listen multiple times. This also helps reduce the tendency to jump to conclusions too quickly, allowing for more thoughtful and grounded analysis. Using basic audio or video editing tools can also further enhance this process. Many editing programs allow you to slow down playback speed, which is especially helpful when responses come through quickly. Slowing the audio down can make fast or clipped words easier to distinguish and can help determine what is actually being said, rather than guessing based on partial sounds. Another helpful tip is to keep your session environment as controlled as possible. Limit background noise, try to avoid talking over the device, and give space between questions so that potential responses are easier to identify. Taking notes during or after sessions can also help track patterns, repeated words, or responses that seem relevant over time. Together, these habits can support more clear communication and more meaningful use of the portal. The Spirit Plasma Portal has become a key part of my personal toolkit, whether I'm working with my haunted dolls or investigating locations. Its versatility and energy-focused features make it a reliable tool for exploring spirit communication in a way that feels approachable and controlled. I hope this guide has been helpful in understanding how to set up and operate your portal effectively. Subscribe for more tips, tutorials, and insights into paranormal investigation tools and techniques.